saying.
Oh.
Not about the gay stuff.
Oh.
What did Tisha say?
About Melody?
What did she say?
I guess if you guys watch the show, Tisha also mentioned that certain things were edited out. Yeah, a lot of things was edited out.
The most of it.
I only want to mention.
But it was mostly edited about me, Martell. What he was saying about me, that was edited out.
Yeah, that's what I was mad, because Marsau was saying a lot of different things about Ariana or whatever. Something that's not true. So the thing is, when stuff is true, you bring
receipts.
You bring the evidence for it, which I can do it about every week.
What happens when silence stops feeling like peace and starts feeling like pressure? What happens when a man who has been talked about, questioned, and dragged through the public eye finally decides he's done explaining and ready to act? Because right now, that's exactly where Martell Holt finds himself. For a long time, people thought this was just another reality TV feud, another cycle of arguments, shade, and social media back and forth that would eventually fade into the background. But this time feels different. This time, the tone has shifted, the energy has changed, and the stakes, they're higher than they've ever been.
How long did it take for you to realize that Marsau was mad?
I'm not dumb. I realized it kind of like off the bat, because everything he did was just so secretive. Like, he wasn't trying to do nothing that was gonna charge his card or.
Oh, you paid attention to all of that?
Yeah, I do.
As a woman,
like he literally just did. He made sure that it was not gonna be traceable to him. If he did do something for me, it had to come from somebody else. Whether it was money or I live in Birmingham, so he had to pay for me to come and visit. It had to come from somebody. So, he wasn't finna pay for it.
Yeah. So he would, like, somebody else would be sending you money or.
Yeah.
Because Martell isn't just speaking anymore. He isn't throwing out hints or responding to interviews with clever comebacks. He's making moves, real moves, that could shake everything the cast thought they knew about each other. And at the center of it all are LaTisha and Marsau Scott, a couple who once shared laughs, business plans, and mutual respect with Martell. A couple who now finds themselves directly in his line of fire. But here's the twist. This didn't happen overnight. This didn't start with one argument or one bad episode. This is the result of years of tension, quiet resentment, and moments that were brushed off instead of addressed. And now, everything is coming to the surface. To understand why things have reached this point, you have to go back to when the relationships actually meant something. Before the accusations, before the interviews, before the distance.
And my thing is like, I'm gonna let her tell her truth, whatever that is. And actually, that was all of it. And again, I was there. So you know when people tell the truth, they go, like me. I'm gonna bring forth the evidence. Stuff that Tisha said, stuff that Marsau said, it's not true. So that's when you go to court. When you say not alleged, this when you go to court. So that's how you know people lying, okay? So I don't want nobody saying that, oh, Martell, you lying about this.
I bet we don't go to court from YouTube, from our YouTube. I bet we don't.
So only time I'm going to court is dealing with you know who, my ex.
There was a time when Martell and Marsau weren't enemies. They were allies, two men navigating business, family, and ambition in a space where success didn't come easy. They understood each other in a way that most people didn't. They talked about building legacies, creating opportunities, and making sure their families had more than they did growing up. Their bond looked real, not perfect, but real. And LaTisha wasn't just Marsau's wife in the background. She was part of that circle, present, engaged, someone who shared in those conversations, those plans, those moments that felt bigger than just television. But success has a way of changing dynamics. It shines a light on things people try to ignore. Small differences become noticeable. Jokes start to feel personal. And respect, it starts to feel conditional. As the spotlight grew, so did the pressure. Every conversation was analyzed, every disagreement was magnified, and slowly, without anyone really saying it out loud, the relationships started to shift.
I can bring it forward. The things that he said about Ariana, the allegations that he said about Ariana, and then the stuff that he said about me and Tisha said about me in terms of being.
And look at
listen, guys, I'm for the community. I love you guys. I love you, but I'm not.
Martell's personal life becoming public didn't help. In fact, it made everything worse. When his marriage struggles played out in front of the world, it didn't just affect his relationship at home, it affected how people around him treated him. Suddenly, he wasn't just a friend or a business partner. He became a topic, a storyline, someone people could comment on, question, and even judge openly.
And that's where things started to feel different for him. Because from his perspective, the Scotts weren't just observing, they were participating, offering opinions, making comments, sometimes subtle, sometimes not. At first, it might have seemed harmless, just conversation, just reactions to what everyone was already seeing. But over time, it began to feel like something else, like judgment, like distance, like betrayal. And once that feeling sets in, it doesn't just go away. Then came the rumors, the kind that don't just stay in the background, the kind that demand attention.
They're focused. And then those Scotts had to take me out of my... they had to take me out of that.
Okay.
Out of my little comfort zone.
Martell began hinting at things about LaTisha's past, things that immediately put her on the defensive. She denied everything, standing firm and making it clear that she wasn't going to let her name be dragged without a fight. Marsau stepped in too, calm but firm, questioning Martell's credibility and reminding everyone of his own very public mistakes. And just like that, the lines were drawn. What used to be conversations turned into confrontations. What used to be friendship turned into tension. And what used to be trust disappeared. But here's where things take a turn nobody expected, because instead of letting it stay in that space, arguments, interviews, social media, Martell made a decision that changed everything. He decided to escalate, not with more words, not with more shade, but with action. Real, undeniable action. Behind the scenes, things started moving. Conversations weren't just happening between cast members anymore. They were happening with professionals, with people who deal in facts, evidence, and consequences. And once that door opens, there's no easy way to close it. Because now, it's not about who said what on camera, it's about what can be proven, and that changes everything. What nobody expected was how serious Martell was about this next step. This wasn't a bluff. This wasn't a moment of frustration that would pass. This was calculated, intentional. He had reached a point where talking wasn't enough. From his perspective, this was about more than rumors, more than disagreements. It was about how he felt he had been treated over time. The comments, the assumptions, the way his personal struggles seemed to become open discussions for others. And in his mind, enough was enough. But here's the twist that has everyone watching closely. Because the Scotts didn't respond the way people expected. They didn't jump on.
And make no mistake, this situation is no longer just about personal feelings. It's about reputation. It's about business. It's about legacy. Because when things go this far, they don't just affect the people directly involved. They affect everyone connected to them. Families, children, careers, everything. And that's where the emotional weight of this situation really starts to hit. Because behind the drama, behind the headlines, behind the speculation, these are real lives. Martell isn't just dealing with public opinion, he's dealing with the aftermath of a very public personal breakdown. He's trying to rebuild, to redefine himself, to take control of a narrative that he feels has been shaped by others for too long. And the Scotts, they're trying to protect what they've built, their marriage, their brand, their position. Because whether people admit it or not, perception matters. And once doubt is introduced, it doesn't just disappear. That's why this moment feels so heavy. Because it's not just about who's right or wrong. It's about what happens next. Will this situation bring out truths that have been hidden for years? Will it force conversations that nobody wanted to have? Or will it push everyone further apart, creating damage that can't be repaired? Because sometimes when things go too far, there's no going back. And that's the part people don't always talk about, the aftermath. The part where relationships are permanently changed. The part where trust doesn't just get tested, it gets broken. And even if everything settles, even if things quiet down, nothing feels the same again. What makes this even more intense is the way people are reacting. Some are standing firmly with Martell, believing that his decision to take serious action shows strength, that it proves he's tired of being painted in a certain light and is ready to defend himself in a way that actually matters. Others see it differently. They question the timing, the approach. They wonder if this is about truth or if it's about control, about shifting attention, about staying relevant in a space where attention is everything. And honestly, both perspectives exist for a reason, because from the outside, it's hard to know what's real and what's strategy. But one thing is clear. This situation has reached a level that can't be ignored, and now everyone is watching, waiting, trying to figure out what happens next, because whatever that next step is, it's going to matter a lot. As this unfolds, one question keeps coming up again and again. How did it get this far? How did people who once trusted each other end up here? And the answer isn't simple. It's layers. Moments that seemed small at the time but built up over years. Things that were said but never addressed. Feelings that were ignored until they couldn't be ignored anymore. Because that's how situations like this grow, quietly, until suddenly they're not quiet anymore. And now, here we are, at a point where everything feels uncertain, where every move matters, where every decision carries weight. Because once you take things to this level, you have to be ready for whatever comes with it. And that's what makes this moment so powerful, so unpredictable, so real. Because this isn't just about a show anymore. It's about people, about choices, about consequences. And the truth is, no matter how this plays out, it's going to leave a mark on everyone involved. Because situations like this don't just disappear. They change things. They reveal things. They force people to see each other differently. And sometimes they show you who was really in your corner all along. So now the question isn't just what will happen next, it's what will be left after everything happens. Will there be anything to rebuild, or has too much already been broken? Because when pride, pain, and unresolved tension collide like this, the outcome is never simple, and it's never clean. But one thing is certain, this story isn't over. Not even close. In fact, it feels like it's just getting started.